Hi, Joe Bonnier from FastPitchPower.com. In this week's video, I'm going to give a follow-up to Carly's article from last week, in which she discussed some reasons as to why your posture might be breaking down during your pitching delivery, specifically why you might be arching your back too much throughout the delivery, and the consequences of doing so. Now, it's Carly and Phil's job to talk about the skills you need to acquire as a pitcher and the drills on how to get there. It's my job to give you the insight into the physical prerequisites you need to be working on to even have potential to acquire those high-level skills and perform at the highest level as a softball pitcher. If you've been following my videos, you know or understand that lower body strength and power is critical to pitching performance. For non-softball professionals, for personal trainers, for athletic trainers, we're going to go through the sequence briefly and identify some of these critical mechanical positions that we need to get into to have not only optimal pitching velocity, but optimal technical command of each pitch. Right. Lower body power, lower body strength off this drive leg, if I'm a right-handed pitcher here, right, is going to not only propel our body toward home plate with the greatest velocity, it's going to get our hips out in front. It's going to allow us to get into this, what we're going to refer to as a vertically organized or vertically stacked position, with hips underneath my shoulders, underneath my head. The alternative you will see is this. Hips are not extended, they are back. The chest has to come forward to maintain center of balance. I ended up extending through my lower back in this position. This can happen early on in the delivery, and if it happens early on in the delivery, it's coming from insufficient leg drive. And if you maintain this position, which most pitchers will, because it's almost impossible to go from here to here during the delivery, right? They're landing on an extended spine. Okay, that stride hits the ground, a lot of force is being transmitted up into the body. I'm in an extended position with my spine. Lower back takes a lot of stress. This would be the equivalent of arching your back a lot with a barbell on your back and doing squats or jumps. You can see how too much stress would be placed on the lower back in that position rather than being in neutral here with the upper body position optimally and efficiently over the lower body. Extended, neutral. Okay? Chest forward, butt back, vertically stacked. Okay? It's not insignificant for, again, non-softball professionals, personal trainers, athletic trainers to recognize that this vertically stacked oriented position as a pitcher, okay, is going to come into play not only during the delivery here, but also during contact, during batting mechanics. So the things we're talking about, right, any exercise you use, right, any modality you use that reinforces this good alignment between the head, shoulders, and hips, right, along with full hip extension off the back leg, is softball specific. Utilize it, communicate that on softball terms with your athletes. Understand these positions, get into these positions, okay, make your athletes believe in your modality. Really, really important. Getting back to the pitching specific, okay, implications here. All right, so we've covered the fact that if you can't get your hips out in front, if you can't extend off the back leg, butt back, back extended, I'm landing on an extended spine, too much stress in my lower back. Not only stress in my lower back, but stress in the front of my shoulder. I'm going to deliver the pitch by pushing the ball toward home plate here. All right, through the throw zone, the front of my shoulder is being stressed too much, including the biceps. All right, like I've already said, we've already landed on an extended spine, sending too much stress through our lower back. Now, say you have sufficient leg drive. You have crazy horsepower, okay? But you don't have good stability and strength on the lead leg. You don't have good landing mechanics for whatever reason. All right? So get those hips out in front, explode toward home plate. You land in sand. Okay, this leg isn't stable. It's not it doesn't give you the support it needs to deliver the pitch to maintain that vertically organized position. Butt back, chest forward, pushing the ball toward home plate. Okay? Strength off the back leg, strength on the front leg. We need both, right? Or we end up in this, again, extended position. What could be the other reason that we look like we're extending our backs throughout the delivery? Insufficient extension in our upper back. All right, what do I mean by that? All right, we, as humans, tend to fall into this rounded shoulder position, maybe a hunched forward position, all right? Heavy backpacks, sitting a lot. For males, I know this is a softball blog, but if you can imagine, if you're a male athlete, too much bench pressing, too many bicep curls, too many shrug type exercises, okay, too much of anything reinforcing this rounded position. This rounded position of our upper back, I'm exaggerating, but the rounded position of our upper back limits our ability to get our arms overhead. Okay? I need to extend through my back to allow the shoulder blades and arms the mobility to get from here to here. Now, as a pitcher, I think we can all agree that I need to get here pretty freely with no metabolic cost or expense, no effort. I should have no effort getting in this position. What if I can't? Okay? What if I can't get my arms overhead? I'm stuck, I'm tight in the upper body. I have chronically bad posture. Maybe you're a tall girl and you go into this kind of tall girl posture syndrome, almost we can call it, where you tend to slouch forward too much, reinforcing bad mechanics. You end up losing shoulder mobility. So if I were to test your shoulder mobility with this bad posture, you'd only be able to get up to here. As a pitcher, I need to, again, freely get my chin back and get my arm into that 12 o'clock position. Okay? If you can't, long story short here, if you can't get here, how am I going to get that arm in the 12 o'clock position because Phil's telling me to? Arching my back. And hopefully this is a good demonstration on camera. All right? If I can't freely just move my arms above my head, okay, I'm going to take my back and get them there. Okay? 10 o'clock, or which would be 2 o'clock, back 12 o'clock. Right? So, in my sequence, when I know I need to get here, if I can't, I have to arch to get there. I can't even demonstrate this. I don't think I have ownership of these mechanics. If I can't get here freely, I'm going to get stuck and arch to maintain that path of the arm and end up pushing the ball. Right? It's all about arm path, or whatever Phil and Carly properly refer to it as. Right? As a pitcher, as the athlete, I know what to do. I know what this is supposed to look like. My body's not permitting me to get there. Right? Again, I get stuck, I have to arch. I get stuck, I have to arch, and I just stay there because now my chest is forward, and I end up pushing the ball toward home plate. I think that provides enough explanation as to the 3 ways we end up looking like we're extending our backs too much throughout the delivery. Insufficient horsepower, extension off the back leg. Insufficient lack of strength and stability, landing mechanics on the lead leg, and a restricted upper body, which forces us to compensate by leaning back through our spine to get our arm in what we perceive to be as the optimal path to deliver the pitch. So what do we do about it? We work on upper body mobility. And I'm going to give you a really simple drill, but a really effective drill to tell if you have authentic full shoulder range of motion. It's allow you to get your arm in a good position to deliver the pitch without compensating through the lower back. Foam roller wall crawl. You should have a foam roller. If you've been following by now, get one, use it, and go through all the routines that I've demonstrated as often as you want, okay, to maintain flexibility and really suppleness in your muscles. Okay? With the foam roller, you're going to stand, and again, we'll call it a vertically organized position. That just means head, shoulders, hips, feet in a straight line. I don't want you standing back behind. I don't want to get too close to the wall where I have to extend. All right, body in a straight line, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs so there's no compensation in your back. I want you to push into the foam roller, push hard, and roll. Okay, this is going to take your upper body, your arms, through authentic full range of motion. This is a lot harder than it looks. Okay, this is going to warm up the muscles around your shoulder that help guide the shoulder through a full range of motion. Again, if I had to compensate, I have to do this. This is not shoulder range of motion. That's spine range of motion. Keep your spine in a straight line. Push into the foam roller. Push. And then roll. Okay, there are going to be muscles you feel working that you haven't felt before underneath your shoulder that help guide that arm into a full range of motion, again, without extending through the spine. Adults, parents, if you have tennis elbow, if you have shoulder kind of tendonitis, if you have neck pain, try this exercise out and see how limited you are. You will be surprised how many pitchers, how many throwing athletes come to me with lack of authentic control of overhead range of motion. This foam roller wall crawl, 10 to 15 reps before you work out, during your workouts, before you pitch, after you pitch is a great warm-up, cool down, stability exercise for the shoulders to teach you not only warm up the shoulders, all right, not only build some stability around the shoulders, but to teach you how to organize your body, your torso, and to dissociate, to separate torso movement from shoulder movement. Okay? Push into the foam roller and roll. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this gives softball professionals, athletes, fitness professionals some insight into those critical positions we need to achieve throughout the delivery, insight into the lower body capacities that we need to achieve to help support those pitching mechanics, and the upper body capacity we need to achieve and work on to achieve those optimal pitching mechanics.